Greetings, thanks for joining us. Okay, I'm just on the road for a couple of days. Usually, yeah, I get out eventually. So, wasn't going to go into this direction, but I guess this Navy pilot saw UFO objects every day for years. That was in Virginia. So this stuff started to fall out of the sky. Apparently, I mean, it looks like they're gearing up for the next agenda. Now, who knows? Uh, you know, right now the whole situation is magically getting better, and well, in certain areas at least, I think they're still going to beat it to death. In some, they're going to play games with it for quite some time. But I did feel around this time where they're going to start letting up. I wasn't really sure. Who knows? So it did feel around the May area, but I don't remember. It doesn't matter. It's not that important. So this whole UFO thing looks like they're gearing up for it, but it's hard to say. But it's. I was hoping they're just like plug it and not go into it. So it feels like they're still testing the idea of putting it out in the public. So I'm not sure if I can tap into that energy, but I mean, I have no guarantees of anything. But those look like they're going into that timeline. For now at least. And it did feel May for this whole mass thing to clear out, but I didn't believe it. But of course, I'm not entirely sure of that. But the only reason I bring that up, so I'm just using that energy with this UFO thing. And well, what I get from the UFO stuff is not clear. They don't know what the hell they're going to do with it, is what I'm gathering. I mean, the whole fake alien invasion thing probably won't work anyway, um, but right at this point, I'll take anything at this time. I mean, we already have a fake presidency, fake media. Why not a fake alien invasion to add to everything? Might as well just keep adding fake uh, education. I mean, might as well just go all the way, right? So, and then the Colorado Illuminati. This is nothing new. So of course, you do search for Illuminati. You get the the airport, Denver Airport. Of course, they also have NORAD there, and they had some school shootings there. The one with the Aurora? It was at the movie theater, and then they had Columbine, and there's probably other things there, but it does have. I mean, they have the. I mean, even the news laughed about the whole um, airport Illuminati thing as a joke, but I believe they're just throwing it out there because they don't care anymore. Obviously, and of course, the public is. I mean, as long as the media tells everybody it's real, then it's real. But until then, so I mean, the whole health thing is ridiculous. So yeah, I felt like they were moving into a new agenda. It's hard to say where they're going. The UFO thing is, it's not like I say when I connect to it, it's not clear. Well, it's the fake alien energies, or they're just playing games at this time. So we just have to wait and see. But they're working on a new timeline. Obviously, the next agenda. Uh, I would expect more chaos, more things breaking down. So this UFO thing might become more a talking point, uh, and still no answers is a possibility. I obviously wouldn't trust anything the media says. So, but them doing this says something. Um, so Colorado, what's happened to those energies? Of course, yeah. Once again, they have NORAD there, and uh, they're not too far. About 4 hours away from Dulce, New Mexico. NORAD is. So of course, if you're flying, it's a different story. That was the driving record, or driving. Obviously, flying is faster. So, and Dulce plays a big role in our reality. Obviously, not said publicly, but Dulce is always behind it. Colorado is like a Illuminati melting pot, really. It's high wealthy people. They have their fancy airport showing, we're God here, basically. So there's a lot of elite energies there. Cleaner, I guess. I guess it all depends how you look at it. Yes and no. Sorry, yes or no. Never been there. I have been to Denver Airport when I was going to New Mexico. This is like 5 years ago. So yeah, I was just there for like 30 minutes or something, or an hour. It wasn't very long, but I saw all that stuff that's inside. So, is there anything underground? Most likely, but they're just laughing about it all because it's just a big joke, right? So and then also the wheel miner goes those energies, and that's just a teddy bear feline. I'm not sure if that. We'll just see what we get from that. That is about it. I ain't come prepared. My usuals. Yeah, this whole thing with where the UFO thing is getting. Yeah, it's. God, I'm just trying to see into it a little bit more clearly. Obviously, not making it easy to tap into, but. Whoops. One distraction after the other. Well, yeah, they're definitely obviously going to the next agenda, no doubt about it. All right, this is ivantar.com, private sessions. Maybe. In the shop here, of course, I forgot to look at what date I'm on. I would say I'm around the 27th or 28th, maybe sooner than that. Same situation here. 25th then. Yeah, I need to work on that one. And webinar sign up, social network, rabbit, behind the scenes, and dating site. So I have some more energy to catch up on things. So, okay. All right. So, Navy project. I can tap into NORAD's energies. I don't fucking care. I don't fuck these people. It's just, I mean, it's just so crazy. The whole thing is just a big joke. Everything here is just, it's just a mirage anyway. Connect to NORAD. I just feel like connecting to them. I feel like that's the right place to connect to. Then I'll go into Colorado Illuminati, basically just a consciousness of Colorado. What that's about. We'll go into Leo Minor. Let's see if they have anything to add. All right. Yeah, just feel NORAD. If I'm feeling so, this whole UFO thing, obviously, it's a NORAD thing. So obviously, it's obvious. Okay, blessings. Greetings. We are the NORAD consciousness. Of course, yes, there are. Realize our energies are connected much to the universe. There are planets that are having trouble. Basically, there are planets trying to raise your world. So they allow their beings, reptilians and insectoids, whatever it might be, to come to your world to manipulate it, to take it over. This world retaliated, wants to do its own thing. We can't have that. And that's the world consciousness of other planets. So it's just like you, but a world. It's like some of you are not getting along with each other. It's an actual planet. Well, it's one way to raise a planet. Of course, it's done differently. It's not done in in 21 years, or like thousands of years or millions of years instead. So the UFO energies, well, it is part of your growth. Maybe mean spirited, maybe not of your best interests, but it shows that your future is flickering right in front of you. What do you want to know? Does the public truly want to know? Obviously, the public has been trained like a monkey to do as is being told. And of course, many are already knowing other between the lines of reality. Basically, your Earth is going into a whole new another energy. Yes, it will not be the same as it was before. Of course not. It's going to, and yes, if this is allowed to become more part of your society, as we are not here to reveal that, but if it is, yes, expect a lot of major timeline changes that are going to erupt. Well, it's going to be, you thought what you went through already was difficult, expect more. But on a scale that's not very easily to be predicted or most likely impossible to predict. That's just an if. It doesn't mean it's going to be cataclysms or anything like that, but basically, uh, society structure. Society is, you can say, being forced to grow up, forced to, it's like you're being kicked into college. So, yes, we can't fully comment on the whole situation, but that's pretty much what some of you could probably feel. And yes, there's different levels of spirituality, knowing your spirit guides, trusting yourself. But there's another level of basically getting real with yourself, getting real with the universe, because the universe, yes, exactly the kindest universe either. Yes. Well, it's why should it be? Does it need to be? Does it have to be? Who cares? It can be anything it wants to be. It can be a controlling factor. It basically kind of like some universes want to rule other universes. I mean, truly rule another universe. Of course, this isn't in your everyday conversation, but that might change over time. Because alien beings talk to the universe all the time. How many of you have done that? How many of you are truly reaching out to you, connecting to alien beings? What about the universe itself? Do you actually have a conversation with that energy? Or maybe it's to a certain extent. Yes, it is hardcore. It's just it's it's showing how it is. You came to this world. It's like kind of like a gang mentality in some regard. You come here to our territory. What do you expect? So at least on this planet's territory, you can say this is technically the forbidden planet, as some of you have realized that. You feel you see how it operates here. It's not going to make itself completely clear, but it's always had AI consciousness, always had different alien consciousness here forever. Even nature can be sometimes more vicious than artificial intelligence, as some of you know, especially when it gets to summer times or winter times, etc. It can be quite, people are worried about AI. What about Mother Nature? Has that been healed or understood? People are afraid of it, aren't they? At least through the media propaganda. You don't have to be afraid of it, but it's it's just like artificial intelligence. You just get to know it and you heal the fear, but obviously are being told not to hear. So yes, all this fear about artificial intelligence. Um, yeah, once again, what about the weather itself? Mother Earth's wrath. Of course, there are other planets just talking to this world constantly. And we're not expecting many to fully hear those conversations, but she is talking to other worlds all the time. So it gives you a little bit more insight to who you are, what you are, looking at things a little bit differently beyond the human structure. So this UFO energies is basically, yeah, you can say lightning in the bottle of spring. Just, it's a wake up call. Now, how it's being done is entirely up to your Earth's consciousness. So, good day. Greetings to you. We are the Colorado consciousness. Yes, we have many secrets, as you can see, or not see. It has a lot to do with the climate, has a lot to do with the ley line energies, has a lot to do with Egyptian energies that were there at one time. Of course, not due to your history, as the Egyptians did travel the world. Of course, not in your history books, but they did travel the world and saw a great many things and planted a lot of their knowledge here. So it's being resurrected. Why do you think you see Egyptian type of energies in your modern world? Because it's always technically been here, at least in the United States. It's kind of already been here. It's the vibrations. The pharaohs are beyond what you might think. Your history books obviously are cutting off your true history. So Colorado, it has a lot to do with the mountain ranges there. Alien energies do, yes, have their meetings in those mountains. You can say it 24 hours a day, depending on what reality you tap into. You can see an alien meeting all day long. Obviously, it depends on what frequency you're at. It is a place most likely to have alien interaction. Maybe not always the most positive, but they are very much there. It is like a UFO hub, you can say. That's where a lot of aliens come together to talk. Yes, they don't really through the mountain energies. You'll have to tap into your own selves, but it's not the easy. It's not going to make itself completely known, but it is where a lot of your government is ran. It is like your shadow government entrance into your shadow government is Cheyenne Mountain. Obviously, it's not on the walls of this is how we do it, but much of your control is there. Much of your rules are made there. And usually it's at a black table, from what I can see. And it's up to you to decide if this is true or not. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to open up the doors for you, but we do see a black table where a lot of army generals get together. And it's up to you how far you want to know. I mean, are you going to allow more of the trueness here? Yes, people are connected to their spirituality and all these things. Yes, that's great. But you allow the secrets to be revealed. I mean, are you truly ready for that? Some of you are. Basically, these Air Force bases to unlock their secrets. And you think the museums are interesting. You think the museums have fascinating artifacts. Some of your chosen Air Force bases have relics that are beyond your wildest dreams. Of course, some of you could probably figure it out in some form or another. Well, relics, advanced relics, technology relics, alien relics, and so forth. Or how do we run your government type of knowledge. You'd be surprised. Sometimes it's right in front of you and not there to see it. So messages from us being spoken is like we're a tidal wave for others to awake. Lose the fear, let it go. Undo your tie. Just relax. It's like there's a lot of tension in humanity. There's a lot of agendas here. We quite understand. But if you just relax, you'd be surprised what you can receive. Now, do you believe what you receive is another story. It's not, they don't make it easy for you to receive what's happening here. Obviously, they don't want you to know what's going on in this world, but sometimes they throw it right in your face. And do you believe it or not? That's the whole deal. But yes, your Colorado is basically where your secret government is, presides. Not what you might think. It is very simplistic, but it doesn't take much. Um, just a lot of secrecy, a great deal. And of course, the humans, the children, not everyone is a child here, but quite a few. Yes, laughing about all these things. Uh, it's good to laugh, but somebody showed up. A visitor. Wanted us to shut up. But we're going to continue instead. So this is up to you what you want to know. Yes, there are nanotechnologies, yes, that have minds of their own, you can say, especially when certain words were said. So, yes, the truth can be sound fictional, but is it? It's probably more real than you want to realize. Or for some of you can realize it. It's a lot of it's right in your face and you don't even notice it. Well, it's just conspiracy. It's for those that want to. If you really want to know, you will find it. Now, can you handle it? Is another story. Most are just connected to their chakras. I'm at a higher dimension, and that's it. Nothing wrong with that, because that's the safe zone. Other of you want to go deeper, and on an energy level, like sneezing and not be able to think clearly, astral attacks. But once again, you're allowed. There's levels where you're allowed to know or how this government operates. Some of them don't care anymore. They literally put it out because they know people won't care. Well, people have been, the diversion of truth being hid has all been on purpose, of course. So growth there on many levels. That was all part of the plan. Obviously, it's not going to make itself completely clear. Nothing ever does. But patience is key. Obviously, patience isn't the easiest, especially when you're losing your mind, because the mind is where they attack. As some of you know, astral attacks on certain levels, especially going to research, you're going deeper, especially when you feel like the Egyptians, maybe they were maybe more advanced than obviously they're advanced through the pyramids, but maybe they're more advanced than people realize. And that's all we can say. Well, you say your Egyptians are basically connected to your Tartarians, ancient builders. Yes, it was kind of downgraded, you can say, compared to the pyramids, but some of them were just advanced builder, just insane. Of course, a lot's been hidden by your history. Much of them came from your Babylonians, from Babylon to Egypt, and so forth, and so on. Greetings. Yes, we are Leo Minor. We are observers. Of course, we are feline. We are feline like your domestic cats. Of course, we do have canines in our realm also. As your human race on your planet is actually an upgrade from ours. As ours, well, on an emotional level, is to figure out the soul. Beings can be advanced on a physical level, even on an intellectual level, but this is an emotional level here. As you see, your emotions are being pulled out of you. You're all going crazy. Emotion central here, isn't it? You're basically here to balance much of your emotions, basically to get more of an understanding of it. some of you have a lot of feeling where you can actually see a great deal. Some of you have a lot of druid energies. Um, it's a long story there, but, but basically, you're just allowing your emotions to calm down so you can hear the spirit realms. Because it's so hard to hear what's going on. Because there's a lot of clutter, of course. Obviously, yes, the controllers of your world don't want you to see everything clearly. Not just yet. Well, it's a game, it's a movie, it's a game. They don't want you to see their next move. But some of you do see those moves, and then you feel sick the next day. Especially when you figure out your alphabet and the symbolism within that, the manipulation that's in there, certain words, certain activations, different societies, of course, added different letters there. So your alien species is obviously connected to your animal kingdom, but also how your alphabet is put together. Of course, your languages have been assembled. A lot of your, of course, this is take what you want, but a lot of your languages are actually developed by humans. It's alien and human, but some of you actually you the human actually develops a lot of these. I mean, how can an alien race just sit there and say, "Okay, this is the word that you all need to learn"? I mean, humans have developed their own language. Actually, you channeled your own language, either from other star beings. You combine the words and the energies, and now, like Asia, a lot of that, like in China, a lot of that's been downloaded from other civilizations. Just here's our alphabet, here's our word, just use what we got. But not every place did that. A lot of Arabic countries did their own thing. Combination of different languages, different vibrations, and humans developed their own. And of course, Asia created their own words here and there, but mostly it was, out of luck also. Yes, a language out of luck. Strange. But some of you are actually language creators. Some of you actually have vocabulary, create your own language. It's nothing like creating your own language. But those are in your civilization. And doing that, obviously the mysteries of that are not going to be completely unraveled, but that's that's powerful stuff. And that your language did keep a lot of things hidden here, done on purpose, but that's why you have trouble breaking free of this reality because the language barriers done on purpose. But of course, a lot of your colors have been channeled, but some of them have been blocked because you have a certain color here. Actually, change the vibration of your planet altogether. So a lot of the colors are not fully allowed here just yet. Some of you probably have tapped into like forbidden colors, but you can't exactly bring it here in this reality just yet. But yes, the other art we want to say is again, yes, one of the artistic energies is yes, creating our own language. Literally, some of you are channeling once again, but some of you are actually language creators, and you'd be surprised how many of you are out there, or all of you, in some form, some place. Doesn't have to be here. It can be on another planet. There's nothing like just it's like song, even if it's telepathic, it's still like music, but there's nothing nothing like voice because you're mastering your emotions here, so you need voice to do that. You can do it telepathically, but it's not the same thing. But having a voice, a sound, because like telepathic, everything's quiet. But if you're using your voice box, we feel a lot of alien energy beings want to actually talk with their mouths because they can open up their emotional selves. And some civilizations have had a lot of trouble with that. Obviously, they see what trouble your world's going through, but a lot of worlds have become emotionless. Some of you tapped into it. The Greys are a good example of that. Not all races are fully that way. Even a lot of feline beings, canine beings, they have a lot of emotions in their own way. But the human here took it to a whole nother level. Obviously, emotions can make things great, and then you can burn something down the next day. So that's powerful. So you're learning how to balance those energies. Nothing's going to be perfect here. Obviously, there's manipulations on different levels because they're playing with your emotions, as some of you have heard. This whole reality is playing your emotions, you can say. And some of you are here to heal that energy and go forward. That's another reason why some people are so connected to some spiritual groups, because it's the emotional energy it puts out there. They feel comfortable, they feel at home. That's fine. But is it everything? I mean, for at that time, that's right for you. But there's always more. You can always go deeper and deeper. You might feel more isolated because another reason why some of the spiritual groups are so popular is community. It's just they like the vibe of it. Some of them can excel, move forward, but they don't want to leave that space. I don't want to feel like I'm more advanced than these other people. Not to be ego about it, but I like being around these people. I don't want to evolve. That happens a lot here. Others obviously are advancing rapid, and others say, "Oh, I'm advancing," but anybody can say that in some of these larger groups, but some of your advancing, basically advancing, what we're talking about is taking apart your reality. So you don't have to be under this dictatorship anymore. That's what we're getting at. Seeing the future more clearly, but a future that helps you evolve, yes, to your universe, to alien beings, to whatever you want to connect with. Blessings.